watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do the second Godzilla video for this week. And the topic of this video is going to be just how many movies will we get in this legendary Kaiju universe that is spearheaded by Godzilla. So this is something I thought about because, and not only thought about, but it's something that comes up a lot. You know, a lot of people always wonder, you know, whether we'll have spin-offs and if the universe will go beyond just the movies we know. And I think there's potential for that, but I don't think there's anything planned as of yet. I think right now Legendary is going to take a wait and see approach. You know, they're going to want to see how these movies do. They want to see how King Kong does. You know, they were obviously very happy with the first Godzilla film. They're going to want to see how the sequel does. They're going to want to see how the Godzilla vs. Kong movie does and how people react to these other monsters that they're introducing. You know, the kaiju genre is very niche. You know, I mean, obviously people like myself, people like you, we're huge fans of this genre. But it's not in the majority like it is with like comic book movies. You know what I mean? There's obviously a huge fan base for comic movies, as well as the general audience obviously enjoys comic movies as well. So I think the legendary Godzilla film was a good start. I think that's a good indication that there's some interest there. I think it's a good indication that there's opportunity there. But the most important thing when it comes to this genre is being able to do these movies, tell these stories, and develop these creatures in such a way that it's not overly cheesy. You know what I mean? And they did a decent job of that, the first one. You know, the first Godzilla movie was obviously very different than most Godzilla movies we've seen before. And so whether or not we get any more movies outside of this universe besides the sequels that we know are coming, you know, like I've heard people say, you know, do you think we'll get a dedicated Mothra movie? Do you think we'll get a dedicated Ghidorah movie? And I will say right now, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I don't think so. If they do well in the movies, if they generate such a popularity that there's a demand, then maybe, you know, and they, you know, these companies, they have market research people who can actually give them a sense of what kind of feedback or what kind of reaction they'll get from audiences if they were to make a dedicated movie for these monsters other than Godzilla. So, but I just think realistically, if they're going to do any other movies besides the ones they have planned, you kind of have to have Godzilla in it. I mean, he's the household name. You know, it's kind of like having an Avengers movie without Iron Man. And we're actually probably going to get that at some point, you know? You know, the next phase may be Iron Man and Captain America lists, and it'll be interesting to see how that works out for Marvel. But they have proven through the years that they have characters and stories that they can develop that will pay off. Right now, Legendary, and I guess you could say Toho, they don't have that luxury. You know, amongst the Kaiju fans in the world, which is compared to other franchises is very small. Of course, we'd be very supportive and we'd back them up and stuff like that. But I think from a large spectrum, the kind of large reaction, the kind of large audience that you would need to be able to pull off a universe that includes other monsters minus Godzilla is a bit of a stretch. And even including Godzilla, it's you know, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. Godzilla is a very interesting character because he's recognizable by all people, even if you're not a huge fan. But he seems to be popular in small doses amongst the general audience. And sometimes, and that's another thing that made me think, maybe that's why they waited so long to do this movie. You know, people enjoy, you know, people who are not hardcore Kaiju fans, they enjoy the occasional monster romp. But I think a Kaiju movies, if they're coming out too much, like let's say comic movies, I think they would lose their charm a lot faster than the comic book movies will. And the comic movies are still going strong. So I don't think the Kaiju genre would last that long. I think right now their plan is to get these three movies with Godzilla in, get King Kong in that world, bring in these three popular monsters from Japan, Let's get it all done. Let's see how it all does together. And who knows? If it's that successful, then perhaps down the road, they'll explore making maybe another movie or maybe like a Destroy All Monsters type movie and then call it a day. You know what I mean? You don't want to bite off more than you can chew. You don't want to overextend yourself. If you have 5 or 6 kaiju movie, modern day kaiju movies in this universe and they all succeed, then 6 might be enough, and you don't want to go any further because then people are like, all right, this is another Godzilla movie. Come on, and that's just the reality. I'm not knocking the genre, obviously, but that's just the reality. When you sit back and you kind of look at how these movies have done and how general audiences respond, I think the movies they have planned now, and depending on their success, maybe another 1 or 2. I think that's good. I think that's about as far as you can take it. Is there a chance it can go further? Of course, there's always that chance. You never know. There might be, they might design Ghidorah in such a way that he becomes a very popular monster, or Mothra becomes extremely popular. There's always that chance. There's always that swinger's chance that it could happen. But realistically, I think what they have planned now is good. I think the monsters they have in there are good. If they have good storytelling, and these next few movies are a little bit more action-packed in the monster end, while being supported by a decent story. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but it has to be decent. It has to be cohesive. It has to make sense, and it has to maintain interest on top of the monster action. Then yes, I think there's an outside chance that they can go beyond the movies they have planned. But I think realistically, what they have planned right now is probably it. I don't think they're planning ahead. I don't think they're planning for anything more than what they've announced. And they might have some ideas in the background just in case there's a big popularity boom. And right now there kind of is, but it's not really too... I mean, we have new fans of Godzilla. There's new fans that came in from the 2014 movie that have generated interest. But again, this is not like the way people react to the Marvel movies or even the DC movies, for better or worse. People just don't go crazy like that for kaiju films right now. So, but yeah, it would be great if they did. It would be great if the Godzilla 2 movie just blows it out of the water and people go nuts. And we'll have to wait and see. We have a couple more years, and we know that us as kaiju fans will support that on both ends of the spectrum, be it on the Toho end, like everybody with Shin Gojira, or be it on the 2014 end with Legendary and what they're trying to do. So I think overall the kaiju genre is in a good place. It's being shown to people around the world on a much different level than it was back in the day. And I think that's all you can ask for. And what that does is it opens up opportunity. It opens up opportunity for this genre to grow. And you know what? If it doesn't grow, then that's fine. It'll still always have its dedicated fan base. You're always going to get some sort of kaiju movie. And I don't think you'll ever really see the end of Godzilla. I think Godzilla is the kind of character that even if he goes away for a little while, he'll always find his way back into film. And that's a good thing. I think the point is, as long as the genre never dies, I'm good to go. So what do you guys think? How do you feel about that? Do you think Legendary will go beyond what they have planned? Do you think that what they have planned is it, and then anything we get outside of that, if it comes, is cherry on the top? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. You can follow E.T.N on Facebook, Twitch or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out.